and welcome to Mia Cucina. In Italian, Mia Cucina means my kitchen. And boy, do I have some deliciousness for you. Everything that I'm going to be using is all gluten-free, all very healthy, because for your health, I will do anything. So the prima cosa that we are going to do is to put on the fadale, and I love this fadale because this fadale, it says believe in the magic of the holidays. This particular says Christmas. I celebrate Christmas, but for all of you know that there's always beautiful magic out there. You know, I always talk about how our health is our responsibility, guys. And I'm 63 on 0 medications, and I intend to keep it that way. And everything that I bring to you is for your health, for you to become more healthier. Because you see, it is your responsibility, your health. And when you have your body in alkaline, it doesn't get sick. And the only way that we can beat these viruses, and the only way that we can beat all of these guys, is by maintaining ourselves very, very healthy. So what I want to do is I am going to show you a delicious Italian breadstick. Yes, a delicious Italian breadstick. And I am going to be utilizing 1 cup of almond flour. I'm also going to be utilizing 2 cloves of garlic that I have minced very, very fine. I also have here a tiny bit of minced rosemary that I'm doing it, I'm just shiffly. Remember, I use my own Italian words, shiffly. You know, I really don't know if that is an Italian word. I created that, okay? So, hey, why not? So that's what I have here. And then what I have over here is this amazing yumminess that is Italian seasoning, and I have a good tablespoon in that. So I'm going to add that to the garlic mixture with the fresh garlic. We're going to put that aside, okay, that aside. I'm going to go over the other ingredients. I have 2 organic eggs that have been at room temperature that I'm just going to add like so into a separate bowl. So now we are done with that, and without breaking anything, because you know me, I am a disaster sometimes in the kitchen, but that's okay. And I just want to kind of break this up. Also, what I have here is ghee. And ghee is, read about it. I'll show you what I personally use, if I can grab that. I use grass-fed organic ghee. And what I have here, guys, this beautiful ghee that it really is designed to really clean your system, if you know what I mean. You know, at our age, sometimes maybe we need a little extra cleaning. I have 2 tablespoons of the ghee. I am going to add now what I used with the seasonings. Remember the Italian herbs? And I'm going to add it in here with the garlic. And wait till you guys have this. You know, a lot of people, they are afraid to use almond flour because they feel that they're going to miss the flour. But you know what? Flour used to be good, but now it's been so modified that they have taken all the nutrients out of that, and that's what causes a lot of problems with gluten. And I love to eat bread. Hey, when I go to Italia, I can eat all the bread I want, and I don't blow up like a balloon. But here, eat the bread, mamma mia, I get to be too big. So over here, we have the 2 tablespoons of ghee with the 1 to 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, is however you like it. And then to this, I am going to add a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of granulated garlic, and 1 teaspoon of granulated onion powder. Okay, that goes all in there with my ghee right there. And I'm just going to shiffly like that. Shiffly. See what's happening? It's just absorbing all of that. Look at that, it's like a paste, okay? Now to this little paste, of course, you know me, I got to have the olive oil. I am going to add a half probably about a teaspoon of olive oil to that ghee, because ghee and olive oil, guys, they like each other, they get along. Because for me, it's all about flavor upon flavor upon flavor. Because when we eat healthy, it doesn't mean that we can't have flavor. So I'm bringing you a lot of flavor going on here. So now remember, we got the 2 eggs that we are beating just a little bit, like so. We have our mixture going on right here. Here I'm going to bring you back to the dry ingredients. 1 cup of almond flour. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon of baking powder is going to go right in here into my 1 cup of almond flour. Put that on the side, put that out of the way so we don't. And then what I have here is, I have a tablespoon of coconut flour and 1 tablespoon of gluten-free flour. Okay, that's going to go in there. Now what I'm going to do with that is I am going to mix it really, 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 really well. I am going to get my oven is a 350 degree, 350, oh my goodness, 350 degrees, okay, mamma mia. And then I have put some parchment paper in a little baking dish that I have right here. And these guys are going to be so cute and they're going to be so tasty, oh mamma mia. And then what we want to do over here, guys, is because, you know, one thing when you're working with coconut flour and you're working with this is you gotta give it time to absorb the liquids. You gotta give it time. You gotta give it time. And you know, and I play with this recipe because, you know, when I decided to get away from gluten because I was getting sick. It was making me really, really sick. You know, I didn't understand a lot about, you know, that. And then I started doing a lot of research, and I discovered that by cutting down on the gluten for an Italian, because, you know, I'm Italian, you know, I needed flavor. So I came up with all kinds of different recipes, and trust me, I've tried to make this so many times, and this right here. So now what I want to do is I just want to add to the mixture that I have, I'm going to add a tablespoon at a time. A tablespoon at a time. And I'm just going to keep mixing. You see what I'm doing here, guys? See what I'm doing here? Look at this. Okay, you see that? So what we want to do is we want to make, because we're doing like a dough. It's a breadstick dough. Now, I have not play with this dough and making other things. I usually just use it for breadsticks. Oh, and it smells wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So what I want to do now is I want this dough, okay, because you see that? I want this dough to absorb the flavors. Because, you know, we don't want to rush this. We want this to be delicious. By the time we are done with these guys, I am going to show you an amazing bruschetta salad that is going to be packed with much of the delicious flavors, and it's also very nutritious and delicious. And we're going to be utilizing tomatoes. You know, and tomatoes pack a lot of antioxidants. And I know that there's a lot of people that can't have tomatoes. I am not a nutritionist, guys, and I am not a doctor. So as you can see, a tablespoon worked. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to let these guys just kind of hang out a little bit. Remember to get your oven at 350 degrees. Get your timer at 10 minutes. And I have it in 10 minutes already. I jumped ahead. And then what I want to do now with this wonderful little guys is I want to get another tablespoon. And I'm just going to take them like so. Okay, I'm just going to put them in my hand like that, and I'm just going to roll them out. And let me get on my board here. Let me get all this out of the way, because I want to show you what I'm going to do with it. So what I want to do is I just want to roll them out, because I want to be making little mini guys. So we want to just roll your boat down the stream. Merry, 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 Life is but a dream. And I want to make little guys. So what I want to do is I kind of want to roll them a little bit, you know, kind of twist them, kind of work with them, guys. And then what I want to do over here is I want to get, I know it was here, where things disappear all the time. And I'm going to get my cheese. So what I have over here is I have some pecorino romano cheese. So I want to keep that on the side, because when they come out, I'm just going to, you know, brush it with a little bit of olive oil, and then I'm going to put some of the cheese and bring them back into the oven for another 8 minutes. So as you can see, it's a soft dough, guys. It's a soft dough. So work with it. Maybe we may need a little bit of more. You know, this is plain. This is plain. You can have them as thick as you want or as thin as you want, but they're only going to take 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So now we got one over here. I am going to get another one over here, putting in my hands like that. Get a little bit more, because now it's really have absorbed all the deliciousness in here. And they are going to have a little bit of a puff. So they're going to be amazingly and delicious, because they're full of flavor. It's full of flavor. So I'm just going to roll them like this. I didn't make any ahead of time because I want to show you how easy it is. So then what I want to do is I want to twist them gently. Just gently twist them, or if not, you don't have to. You could just lay them down like so, like that. It's like, you know, like these breadsticks that they just keep on giving, because it's all about health. And the eggs, you know, it's got the protein, and almond flour, it's got the protein. And like I said, I am not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, but check it out, guys. So what I want to see what I'm doing over here, I keep taking my tablespoons right here, make some more. And then what I want to do is you know, you can make them any way you want to. You know, you can make them very long, you can make them very thin, but just kind of keep them, you know, like so. So I'm just going to put this one over here. Make sure you give them enough room, like I'm doing right here, okay? And we're going to continue to do this. And I'm almost done. And you can make them mini, you can make them smaller, you know, whatever shape you want. This is the time to be creative, guys, to be creative. So now I'm done with all of that. Get that out of the way so we can have room for the next dish. I'm going to be bringing you some little surprises. So little surprises. And since I can't be with every single one of you, this is my gift to you. My gift to you is your health. I have lost a total of 60 pounds, guys, 60 pounds. And I'm not doing this to lose weight, believe it or not. I've done every single diet out there that there is, and I never lost weight. And you know, and I never knew why. And I always had such a big stomach, and I didn't realize that that was all about the gluten. Because, you know, we would always eat bread. You know, my father, my mom, we always had bread in the house. So these little guys are doing so good. Oh, they're just wonderful. So we have 6 beautiful breadsticks. I'm just going to clean my hands real quick over here. And into the oven they go for 10 minutes, guys. And that, you know, you can just put it on the top, in the middle, however you want it. My 10 minutes are there. Now what I want to do is I want to bring your attention to the second dish. And what I have done here is that I had boiled 2 cups of gluten-free pasta. And then as soon as the pasta comes out, immediately cool it off. Put it in some ice water, drain it really, really well, and then add a tablespoon of olive oil. You know, I know these chefs are going to go, oh my gosh, if you do that, they're not going to absorb the flavor. No, that is not true. Because I've done it. I am sorry, guys, but the way that I've done it, it works. So this is what I have here, because when I'm done with mixing all the stuff in here, I don't want these to be all clumped together. So that's what I have here. I cooked 2 cups of this beautiful pasta, and I drained it. I cooled it, and I added a tablespoon of olive oil. Hello, all you beautiful people. La Flor, hello, you beautiful. Blessings to Lisa, blessings to all of you beautiful people. We have South America here. We have Germany here. We have my friends from the UK here. Oh my goodness. Argentina, hello everybody. Oh, I'm so excited because we are live. Okay, so this, we're going to put this to the side. So then what we are going to do now is we are going to take I have some beautiful Roma tomatoes. These are all beautiful, colorful, all organic tomatoes. I have washed them. And then what I want to do over here is I am just going to start putting here. Let me get this out of the way so you guys can see what I'm doing. And what I want to do is I'm just going to cut them in three. And I'm going to tell you something. I challenge you to buy organic tomato. Buy just one. And then buy the other non-organic tomato. And you're going to immediately taste the difference. I always tell people that if they cannot, afford organic, that for them to, all the soft skin that the pesticides can easily absorb into them, to buy them organic. If you cannot have organic whatsoever, bring them home, get yourself a bowl of water, put yourself some wonderful balsamic vinegar, and let your vegetables sit there for a good 15 minutes. And that removes, I have learned that removes the toxins, because, there was a time, guys, that I could not afford organic. I was a single mom, and I just did the best that I could for my daughter and I. And then life happens for us. Life happens for us, not to us. Because, we don't want to be victims, because we're not victims. We are beautiful, shining diamonds. That's what we are. And we are so worth it. And we are enough. And so, I started, it's been a long time, since my 20s. I've been talking about nutrition. I've been talking about health, and this is when people will call me a tree hugger and a hippie and all these other names, and I don't listen to them because I knew better. So what am I doing here? I am utilizing, to 2 cups, I am utilizing probably a good 8 to 10 to 20, about 8 ounces. And you don't have to use this many tomatoes, but I'm going to, because I really like them, and they're just delicious. And when it's organic, it just doesn't make me sick for some reason. I know the difference. When I go to restaurants, I always ask them, where do they get their food from? Because I was born in Italy, in southern Italy, Maierato, provincia di Catanzaro, and I was born into an Italian family that we were all farmers. And to this day, we still farm the beautiful lands to where we grew our wheat, we grew our olives. So my parents would make olive oil. I come from that, and it was never called organic in those days, but now, because of all the changes in the world, of the mass productions of food that they have to get out, there's a lot of nutrients, guys. There's a lot of nutrients that we they lose in the process. So as you can see, this is a very easy transaction. Anybody can cut these little tomatoes like that. So what we're going to do with all these beautiful tomatoes is I'm just going to get just to get yourself a nice bowl like that, and let's just put them all in here like so. Very simple, easy transaction. And then I'm going to tell you how to make this super yumminess. Oh, mommy, I'm so excited about this, guys. So I'm just going to clear my board, get it out of the way, just clear my board just like that. So what I have here is I have some extra tomatoes, because I like to make things pretty. I'm going to show you how I'm going to present them. And I'm going to tell you that this is my organic basil. Look at my beautiful organic basil. So I'm going to be utilizing quite a bit of basil, fresh basil. I also grow this other basil, and this is like a Thai basil, because I like the punch of basilico. Basil in Italian is called basilico. Okay, so then what I want to do is I want to get my basilico all ready, and I haven't done anything else, guys, because what we're going to do is we're going to chop all of it together, except for these beautiful leaves. I'm just going to put them on the side. I'm going to be using this other basil because it's a little tougher and stronger. And then what I have here is I have my fresh oregano that I grow, all organic. And as you can see, the way that my oregano grows, it doesn't come all the way down. okay? So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and just take my little leaves, because we're all going to put them all in here like that. Makes it very easy. Everything I'm using here is fresh, and I implore you to use fresh. If you don't have fresh, then Italian herbs will work. I've never used Italian herbs. I've never seen my mom use Italian herbs. I've never used my grandmother use Italian herbs. And this is really my own my mother, my grandmother, and myself recipe. And then what I have here is thyme after thyme. I love thyme, and there's a lot of health benefits to thyme, and I cannot get into them with you. I mean, look at this, we're almost done, and let me look at my oven, and oh my goodness, they're looking beautiful. They're starting to puff. And because I made them a little larger than usual, they may take a little extra time in the oven. And you guys wait till you try them. They're just really, really tasty. You know, my husband, he, you know, he's a diabetic, and he was on medication. And I talk about this. He went to the doctor, and the doctor said to him, what are you doing? Because you no longer have to take medication. And you know what he told the doctor? My wife. Okay. So then what I have over here is these are all organic garlic. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cloves of garlic. You know, and the thing is, with organic, they're not very large, okay? They're not very large, so I do want all the benefits of garlic, because garlics are wonderful. They're very high in antioxidants. Then what I have here is I have a little bit of spezie. My parents always use spezie, so I'm going to use spezies, about a teaspoon. Spezies are red pepper flakes. Then what I have here is I have a teaspoon of granulated garlic. That's going to go right in here like so. I know I'm putting it all together, guys. There's a reason for everything that I do. All right, so then what I want to do to this is we are just going to chop it all together, all together. Now, before I do that, let me find the sale, because right now, even though we're going to be utilizing basmati vinegar and ounce of olive oil, I want to do a pinch of salt right on top of that. You know, I watched my grandmother do it like this. I watched my mom do it like this. And now I'm going to bring you to rosemary. Rosemary, the health benefits of rosemary are wonderful for you. And I do want to add rosemary. And I'm just going to take the top of the rosemary. This other I'm just going to keep for garnish. And then what we want to do is we want to put your hand right here, not underneath. Don't grab it like that. Put your hand right here for all your young, beautiful people that are learning and watching. We're going to start right here, and then we're just going to just go down like so. You see what I'm doing here? Like that. And this is going to have a spicy flavor. Now, if you are sensitive to spice, you may want to omit the spezie. I went to a wonderful party last night. It was a gift, not a gift exchange party, but it was a cookie party. And I made this. And it was gone. Everybody loved it, but I did not use that spezie because I did not want some, you know, for someone that don't like that much spice. So what we want to do is we really want, you see, I'm moving that knife this way. Now it's beeping at me, but I am seeing, because I made them not as thin, I made them a little larger, because I love these. I am going to give them, I'm going to give them 4 more minutes. And I'm going to rotate it. So I'm going to take it out, and I think you can see I am going to rotate them, just like that. All right, so I'm just going to leave them there for a few more minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to come back over here. So we're multitasking. So we keep coming back over here to this wonderful bruschetta. You know, when you put the olive oil into this pasta, it doesn't all stick together because, you know, we want to add all this deliciousness on top of this, and then wait till I show you how we're going to finish it. So as you can see, I am chopping all these wonderful, you should be in this kitchen. It smells like Italia. It smells like Italy. It's so yummy. I love going to Italy, and I love going to different countries Because when I go there, I go to where they're having the spices. I go where they have their markets. I talk to the people there. I want to know. I want to know what they eat. I want to know how they prepare it. And you know, and I've always been this way. I remember my mother-in-law saying, I've never met such a passionate person about food. And I never knew that this is what I was going to end up doing. You know, I'm an ordained minister, and I take care of a lot of beautiful people in my life. And but the love of food. And I talk about this one nun that I met at this nunnery, and she loved beer. Yes. And she was making beer, guys. So you see now, and what we want to do is we want to make it like so. See that? All right, so now to this, what we want to do here is we want to have this yumminess and put it right into the bowl where the beautiful tomatoes are. See that? Oh, I have to sing. What I'm saying is, well, I have to sing, and chi bellezza means, oh, how beautiful. So now that we have this deliciousness over here, I'm still keeping an eye on my little breadsticks. Oh, wait till I show you. All right, so now what I have here is I have some basmati vinegar. And let me tell you something, you know, about vinegar, okay? I am utilizing organic, non-GMO basmati vinegar from Modena. Oh my goodness, Modena. So this is, yes, it does come in organic. And that's what I'm utilizing. I have about 2 tablespoons of that in here that I'm going to add like so. And I have my little thing here. There we go, just like that. And then I have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Because, you know, we have all this deliciousness going on over there. And we are going to be adjusting. So you see what I'm doing here, guys? You see that? Look at that. Look at this. And you know what? This is a bruschetta. So now to this, what I like to do, here's my secreto. Secreto in Italian means my secret. And what I like to utilize here is Reggiano, Parmigiano Reggiano. And the reason they call it that, because this cheese, it's made in what the name is from Reggio Calabria, not Reggio Calabria, from Reggiano Parmigiano. So it comes from that region. Mamma mia, I'm just not well today. Yes, I'm very well today. Okay, so now that I have this deliciousness, wait, aspetta, because it's more. Now I'm going to take my beautiful basil leaves that I have here. Let me move that out of the way. And I'm still with I'm paying attention to my little breadsticks, which I think, oh, there it goes. So before we do that, I'm going to take out the breadsticks. Us multitasking. And the breadsticks, guys. Look at that. You see that? We're not done yet. So we're just going to put them over there for right now, for them to hang out there. Then what I want to do is I want to put my leaves together. See what I'm doing, guys? My leaves together. And then we're going to roll them. We are going to roll. Make sure that your knife is very sharp, because, you know, we don't want these things to just, you know, to murder these little guys. Oh, we just want to slice, and slice. So now we have these beautiful leaves. I'm going to bring this over here. We're going to put them all here. We're going to let it rain this beautifulness. Oh, you know, there's nothing better than organic basil. You know, I brought seeds. I smuggled the seeds when I went to Italy, and that plant lasted me like 15 years. So now I'm going to bring this beautiful 2 cups, remember, that we cooked, we drained, and we have the tablespoon. And then what we want to do to this, guys, is we want to add all of that in there like so. Just like so. You see that? Just like so. Get that out of the way. And then we're going to start mixing. Because at this time, you know, I don't know if I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil, or if I am going to add a little bit of basmati vinegar, because, you know, we never measured in my family. And because of you guys, I measure now. Oh, mamma mia. My mother, you know, she would say, you put a little bit of this and you put a little bit of that. And you wonder, what? And that's how I learned. That's how my daughter learned. That's how we all learn. So you can see what's happening here. You see what's happening here? You see what's happening. Here, let me bring it closer. Let me bring it closer without breaking it. See what's happening here? You look at this deliciousness. You see that? You see that, guys? All right, so then we're not done yet, because now we got to taste. Because, you know, we have to taste our food. It's very important for us to taste our food. So I'm going to come over here and see if it needs anything. Oh. Oh. The pecorino cheese. But I do want to add a little bit of more of olive oil. It's not it's not oily, and it's delicious. Because, you know, you are worth to have good ingredients. You are so deserving of that and so much more. And I know that it's hard, but you know what? The whole time that I was a single mom, I was never without olive oil. And in some countries, olive oil, guys, it's a luxury. Yes, it's a luxury. So, you know, we live in the United States to where, you know, we have all these wonderful things. So then what I want to do is I want to bring your attention to this beautiful white bowl, because, you know, we got to make it pretty, no? Sí, claro que sí, claro que sí. And we are just going to put them all like that. Oh, che bellezza! Oh, I love food. And food loves me. So then that we have this beautifulness like that. Then what I want to do is I want to come back over here and I just want to let it rain some pecorino romano. Let it rain some pecorino romano. After all, it's a pasta salad, no? And it's an Italian one, Bruschetta. And then what you want to do is you want to take this beautiful thing, and this is when you want to serve it. And then, you know, you might want to put a little sprig over here of this wonderful rosemary. And then what you have is this. You see that? So now that we are done with that, I am going to take in a bowl a little bit of olive oil, just like that. I'm going to shut my oven. Well, I'm going to leave my oven, because what I want to do is I want to bring my little guys over here, because now I can play with them. I'm going to bring this over here. I'm going to bring you back to the attention of the breadsticks. Look at that. And then what I want to do over here, guys, very gently, I want to come over here with a little bit of mixture of the ghee, a little bit of the mixture, and a little bit of the olive oil. And I'm just going to brush them just ever gently, just like that. Ever gently, ever gently, ever gently, ever gently. Not too much, because we don't want it to be so. And then I'm going to take my pecorino romano and just put it right on top of that. Right on top of that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. Shut my oven off, because they're perfect. They're just perfect. And I want to bring my plate. And then what we want to do is we want to bring these guys like so in a plate. See what I'm doing? Look at that. Look at that. Oh, mamma mia, these breadsticks, wait till you have them. They are delicious and beautiful. And then I want to take this out. And I know that, you may or may not want to add some other things, but if you want to make it even more nicer, you know, you can bring in a little bit of parsley over here. I don't like to chop it up and put it on top. I just kind of want them to kind of have a little bit, you know, maybe put them a little bit in between, like that. You see what I'm doing, guys? Because, you know, if you're having company, and I know a lot of you are really sad that you may not be able to see your families, but it doesn't mean that you cannot eat well, and it doesn't mean that you cannot have this. And I know it's tough for some of us, but it doesn't mean that, you know, you cannot do this for yourself. So what I want to do here is, you know, we want to do that right there. So now, you know, let's just say that we want this to be more colorful, because, you know me, I have to have a color. I am just going to slice a tomato, and I'm just going to make it like that, you know, to give it like the Christmassy look. And, you know, like little little lights, or however you want to call it. And then what you're doing is you're doing something like this. Let me bring this to you guys so you can see it. So these are my Italian breadsticks and my wonderful bruschetta ensalata. Okay, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me today on Mia Cucina. I bring you healthy eating. I bring you wonderful things. And I bring you, they are so delicious. And if you have them with this pasta salad, even better. I want to thank my wonderful sponsors. Cola Harris with FARMASI. I want to thank Dario Rodriguez that keeps giving us this beautiful, wonderful flowers and all the products from Life and Food Superstores in Ellenton, Florida. I also want to thank my friend Stephen Bailey, with Belly Fishing and Iron Charters here in Florida. So if you ever come here in the Tampa Bay area, you gotta go out on his boat because he catches big fish. I mean, you should see the groupers. And then enjoy, guys. Thank you so much. I love every single one of you. Take care of yourself. Be kind with yourself. You are enough and you are so loved by me, by Creator, God, whoever you want to call it. And there is a lot of people out there that also care for you. All right, guys. I love every single one of you, Mommy. I love you all. For your help, I will do anything. Ciao, ciao, bellies. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao. All right. What's happening here? All right. It doesn't want to say cha-cha. It doesn't want to say cha-cha.